All right, now, for more on the U.S. side, we're now joined by our correspondent Daniel Rinches in Washington, D.C. Well, Daniel, hello there. A declassified report on the Syrian chemical weapons attack is expected to be released very soon, and the media has speculated it will contain intelligence about how the chemical attacks were carried out and by whom. So tell us what you know about that.
Well, we know what the people who've already seen the intelligence, the declassified intelligence dossier, have said. Those are people who were consulted in the U.S. Congress yesterday, Thursday. They include Senator Dianne Feinstein. She heads the Senate Intelligence Committee. She said that evidence points to Assad's involvement, but she didn't say that the evidence was definitive. We also have the response of Senator Robert Menendez, who's the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He said that the briefing that he received was a decisive and consequential U.S. response is justified and warranted to protect U.S. citizens, and pointed to the fact that he believed that the evidence was stacking up against the Assad regime. On contrasting that, though, Senator Chris Murphy, all of these people, by the way, Democrats, says, my worry is that cruise missile strikes and arming the Syrian rebels are going to make the situation worse, not better. So we're in a situation where we haven't yet seen the dossier, but certainly there is a sense in which the evidence points towards the Assad regime, but certainly also some doubts have been expressed by members of the Obama administration about whether that evidence is definitive and whether indeed the intelligence services have been able to track at every point all of the chemical weapons in Syria.
And Daniel, how have the U.S. media and public responded to its government's push for military strikes in Syria?
Well, we've just had published a poll by NBC News suggesting that almost 80% of Americans think President Obama should go to Congress before seeking to take any military action against Syria. Now, President Obama legally, if he finds a legal justification in the American interest, he can launch an attack without the approval of Congress. But over 200 lawmakers have now signed on to a statement suggesting that they would like to see President Obama come to Congress and justify before taking any military action. Now, the poll also included whether Americans would support any military action. At the moment, 50% of Americans would oppose military action, 42% would support it. However, when they were asked about whether they would support launching cruise missiles from naval warships, 50% favored it, whilst 44% opposed it. So we're in a situation right now where the American public has not been given the full details of this dossier yet. I think that will have an impact on public opinion, but certainly there is a lot of wavering here in Washington.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Daniel Rinches, reporting from Washington, D.C.